Hi everybody and welcome to this week's vlog with a view from Visit Fylde Coast. We've done well. I thought we were going to get done out of it this week, to be honest, because the rain has been biblical this week. So it stopped this morning. In fact, we were sat doing our Friday morning video chat with our friends, and at 11:30 it was still raining. But as you can see, it's fined up and it's actually lovely out. So I've come out to do this week's vlog with a view. And if you've not seen this before, this is where we do a walk and a talk on a beach on a topical seaside-ish kind of subject. So I've shuffled up to Mary's Shell, as you can see, and we're going to walk back the other way. Back in the direction of the blue sky. See how the sky changes. It's strange, that, isn't it? Before we set off, I'm going to do my usual canvassing trick, and I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the Visit Fylde Coast YouTube channel if you've not already done so. And then when we go out making new videos, you'll get an alert. You'll get a notification from YouTube to let you know that we've been out and we've done things. We're intending to make videos right the way through winter, and we've got some quite interesting ideas to follow up. So if you subscribe and hit that little bell, you'll know when we've done them. Right, so we're going to set off, and this week's vlog with a view is back to basics. And if you're as bad for making connections as I am, the first thing that you probably think is John Major when he did that government campaign, was it in the 1990s? And they talked about going back to basics. Well, this is nothing to do with John Major, and it's nothing to do at all with politics. This is about how coronavirus is affecting the world, and whether or not we're all going to go back to basics. Because if you think about it, we've all ended up in this rat race, me included, and we've all ended up on this little hamster wheel where we all kind of go round and round in ever decreasing circles every day. And you've got to work in order to pay for your life, and you've got to spend an inordinate amount of time every week doing things that you probably really don't want to do, just to pay for mortgages and cars and holidays and stuff for the kids and one thing and another. And you've just got to wonder why we all bother, haven't you? I'm going to go to the sea. We're going to go to the water's edge today. I mean, we've all got to eat, and we've all got to have a house to live in, and none of it's free, and it's all got to be paid for. But the question you've got to ask yourself is why we've got this endless pursuit for stuff. It's just stuff all the time. Because really, when it boils down to it, most of us are fed up. Most of us are fed up with this continual hamster wheel and this rat race. What do you think? Are you fed up with the continual got to do this, got to do that, got to do the other? Because you don't really have much of a life, do you? I mean, if you've got a job and you're working, it's just work and bed, and work and bed, and work and bed. It's not much respite from it. And you know, out there, there's all this beautiful world, and this beautiful scenery, and these lovely days. And yeah, I do, before you say it, I know just exactly how lucky I am that this is my job and I'm stood here videoing the sun glinting on the water. In fact, I'm going to do something that my mum keeps raving about. I'm going to bob down. I've got my wellies on so I can get my feet wet up to a point. I'm going to bob down on a level with the water. because that is just such a lovely view when you get low down to it. Ah, isn't that nice? Anyway, I'll get up in case anybody thinks I'm having a wee. So coronavirus came along this year and we all went, oh my word, what on earth do we do now? I think we can get round the end of this ground, we'll go this way. What on earth do we do now? We can't shop normally, we can't go out normally, we can't socialise normally, we can't go to school normally, we can't do anything normally. And I mean, to be fair, at first it struck everybody as a really big culture shock. I mean, the difference, you know, we were all spinning around on this little hamster wheel at 29,000 miles an hour. And then in the next breath, it's like that week when you're coming around from being poorly and you can't do anything and you're just consigned to the settee and you've just got to sit still and not move. Really, really weird. And I can remember at the time thinking, this is just so weird. How quickly is this going to be over with? Because I really don't like this at all. But it did. You can't deny it did have one huge advantage. It made us all get off the hamster wheel. So when I say back to basics, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how we can all enjoy a quieter, slower life. You know, and instead of having this relentless pursuit for stuff, make do with some of the stuff that you've got. Make do with things that you've got that might be a bit wonky, might need a bit of mending. If we all spent less and all needed less money, that would give us potential for not working quite as long or as hard or as much, or making yourself feel as ill while you're doing it. It will give you more time at home with your family. Would that be a good thing or would that be a bad thing? That's the question. For me, it would be a good thing. I know for a lot of people it would be a bad thing. But which would it be for you? Would it be a good thing? Would you commit murder if you were stuck at home with your spouse all day long or your kids and end up on a manslaughter charge? And the other question as well is, are you getting used to it? Because like I said, it all came as such a shock at first. Let's just navigate through these rocks before I trip up. Oh, can't talk and do things at the same time. We'll go this way. We'll go this way through this gap. Yeah, like I said, it all came such a shock at first, and really, really, really weird because, I mean, none of us were used to it. None of us were used to it as a way of life. But after a period of time, like everything, you get used to it. You know, you're not going out, so you're not spending as much on things that you don't need. And you know, like, I mean, this might be a woman thing, and this might be very sexist, but you know, like when you go shopping for fun, and you just sort of poodle around looking for things to buy, not because you need things to buy, but because it's nice. It's nice to see what's new and what you might get and what you might want. But are you buying less things? Are you buying fewer things? Are you mending things when they break? Because the other thing as well is, if you mend things when they break, it's easier currently than buying a new one. Are you making do with alternatives? I've left my lovely husband in our garage having a clear out, because our garage, probably like yours, is bursting at the seams. You can't get in the thing. It's stuffed full of I'll keep that, I might need it, and that might come in one day, and oh, that's probably useful. So Kevin is currently doing a sort out in the garage before we can't actually get in the garage at all. But to be fair to him, a lot of the stuff that he stores away and he won't get rid of, it does come in useful at some point for something. And a lot of it does for a bit of Heath Robinson and a bit of fixing this and a bit of fixing that. And then of course the other question is, do you like this slower way of life? Because I know I do. And I must admit, it's been frustrating that it's had the impact it's had on my business, because at the end of the day, that's been donkey's years of hard work and effort and dedication and blood, sweat and tears. But I do like the slower way of life that it's pushed us all into. Has it made you work easier? Are you one of the legions of people that are working from home now? That you're being told to make a desk on the end of the dining room table or the kitchen worktop or wherever it is that you favour? And if you are working from home, there's an odds-on chance that you've not missed commuting at all, because commuting is a pain in the neck. I did do it at one point. I do have experience. And I must say, when I go to meetings and things and I'm coming back through tea time rush hour traffic, I always think to myself, I'm glad I've not got this to do every day. You can do it once or twice, but I certainly won't want to do it every day. And then of course the other big question is, will all this carry on? What do you think? Do you think that when coronavirus is eventually all over and done with, because it will be at some point, I mean, it's not going to carry on forever and ever and ever, in the words of Demis Roussos. Do you think that we'll carry on doing all these things that we're doing differently, or will life just drift back to what we used to do before? I think a lot of the things that have happened as a consequence of coronavirus will carry on, personally. I mean, for example, we started shopping online, which when I say shopping online, I mean supermarket shopping. We've resisted that, or rather my mum has, steadfastly, because we've preferred to physically go to a supermarket and physically pick exactly what it is that we want. And yeah, I agree, that is a better way to get your shopping, and you can pick, you know, whether you want small bananas or big bananas. And when they're delivered to you, you've not got that choice. But overall, on balance, the ease of buying your shopping online, you just can't fault it. It's so much easier. And I'll have a struggle to go back to supermarket shopping every week. I really will. I think there'll be a battle. And the other thing as well that is much better is virtual meetings. I mean, over the years, I have lost track of the times that clients have said to me, can you come and see me? Can you come and see me? We need a meeting. And you get to their office, so you might have driven, I don't know, half an hour. You get to their office and they literally have you there 5 minutes. And what they could have told you, what they tell you, they could have told you over the phone. It's so frustrating. And when you think about it, we'd never heard of Zoom and Microsoft Teams and all the other things that we're using on a regular basis, and there's just no fault in it, is there? So I think quite a lot of the things that have come about because of coronavirus will carry on. The things that are better, quicker, faster, easier, I think will carry on. But I think once the all clear sounded and we can all go back to doing normal things, I think we'll all be I think we'll all be socialising again like a flash. In fact, we've just been saying that this morning, our coffee friends, that one thing it has taught us is that you've got to take opportunities when they're presented to you, and you've got to enjoy what you're doing at the time and in the moment. And while you're doing it, take lots of photographs. For years, all my mates have done nothing but laugh at me because every time we do something, I'm always taking photographs. But they've been lovely to look back on while we've been in this palaver. So that's my thought for this week. That's your vlog vlog with a view from Cleveland Beach. So what do you think? Leave your comments below and we'll have our usual weekly chat about life and the seaside and the universe and all that kind of stuff. And don't forget to subscribe. Lots of interesting stuff to come over winter while we're all incarcerated with the weather and alien viruses. So you have a lovely day now and we'll see you soon. Bye!